Good morning, everybody. It's Marty, the JavaScript party. It is Friday, the 6th of March. Whoop, whoop. Friday. Friday. It is, I don't have much time. It's 8:46, so I only have like 9 minutes to make a video. And I'm in a very weird spot. Like every once in a while, from time to time, I'll be working on stuff and I'll be like, man, things just don't work the way I thought they worked. And Yeah, so one of the things that, like, every once in a while, something will kind of come in below the radar, and I think that one thing that I've always worked on that I've seen a lot of places happen, and it's sort of kind of thing that you're like, oh, okay, this is a sort of an interest-free loan. I'll take care of it later. Like as far as when it comes to technical debt, is dealing with the routing. Routing is typically something that many times companies will be like, okay, we don't care about routing, and then next thing you're like, oh wait. So anytime I need someone to do something, I have to send them a list of instructions of how to step through. I'd rather just give them a route, right? Like so, if we're administrating the user, I'd rather just administrate the user, not try to and have like a route that goes to that user. I don't want to have to like click, go select the user, click through, and then click whatever, and then update that user. Like I want to be able to just go straight somewhere. That is so difficult to shoehorn in after the fact. It seems like it wouldn't be, but it really is hard because you start collecting information along the way. You know, as they click, you're like, oh, okay, so at this point we put this into local storage, and then when they click this, we put this into some other thing, and then this goes to a database, and then we line things like you'll end up creating so many structures that the UI depends on that you collected on the way to get into that UI if you don't get routing squared away ahead of time. So I try to be really sensitive to that in this project, but I didn't really think it out. And routing concept has just grown, and I didn't grow with it. So now I'm trying to I was just trying to figure out, okay, how did I get here? So now this is complaining that my routing type constant, and so this is route type. Okay, so type is not assignable to routing layout type. So it's upset because this doesn't match up. So it looks like there's another one called detail type. I don't quite remember that. Detail type. Boom. And then, okay, so I want to rename this to detail type. So basically, it looks like to me I had initially thought that the details would always be tied to STs, but now like I've actually brought routing up higher in my list of things that I'm concerned about because it's like, no, this is my detail, the layout detail. So I'm gonna have a layout, and then I'm also gonna have a detail for that layout. It might have something to do with ST, or it might have something to do with something else. So I think that's kind of what we saw just happen. All right, so here we're gonna do this, and this should break something. And we're gonna do this, and this should be fine. Okay, so now this is complaining that I'm not using the right kind of route, I'm guessing. I'm in the right kind of data. And this is apply ST type filter. Okay, so I think that is a good name, but this isn't an ST type. This is a routing detail type. Routing layout detail type. All right, so then now we get a routing layout detail type, and let's see, let's reload, just see if it builds. But I do think that like this is probably the most ambitious sort of personal project I've ever worked on. So it's kind of like, I'm learning things, and this thing is like if you were to look at my voice version application, for example, my API voice application, that doesn't have hardly any routes. It didn't really need to be well thought out, but this is a little bit bigger. All right, so now I don't even know. Okay, so I think what we did was we went to slash data, which is our layout, and then entities, which is our detail type. And entities means that we show all, basically is the equivalent of showing all entities. But we can also have other detail types, and the ones that for this specific layout that you can have is like S. So let's go ahead and add one. Just make sure everything still works. So we can just say, hey, I only want to see the ST renderers. Like that's the goal. And man, are we in a rabbit hole, because the actual goal is to be able to delete animations. And so I guess we should just do that animation. So I want to be able to hit this and then only see this one. And so right now, something happens. I think what might have happened actually more than anything is that, let's see, it reloaded. Okay, so when we get this ST animation, we would like to see only the ST animation. So we want to see everything else filtered out. And so we have filtered records, and then this dot table records, but probably needs to be this dot filtered records. And then this dot filter records, if it was entities, should show everything. But if it's one of these types, then it should limit. If there is a detail other than entities, then it shouldn't. So let's hit F12 and see where we're at. I feel like we are actually pretty good. Yeah. So it looks like we do get the ST animation. So what if we had entities? So it reloads everything, so we don't have anything. That's okay. So see, the route type is entities. Um, but and then if we hit here, the route type will be ST animations. Yep. So that's good. And it is 8:54, so this is a good time. I think the next step will be to actually filter the data. So filtered records and return that. And then we're going to have to figure out something. I'm guessing that there's a this stop filtered records, and basically this either needs, and then that is what, instead of the data source being uh, data records, then that will be filtered records. But the nice thing, I guess, I never really thought about this before, but when we do the applied filtered records, so we've actually completely, we didn't, but the people at Angular Material decoupled the data and gathering data from the filtering, which is actually pretty cool. Never really thought about it before, but I do want to keep the table records because that is the original, that is the raw data, and then we're going to want filtered records, and then that'll be, um, and then this filtered value text will be the thing that applies filters to filtered records. Um, Maybe they should be relevant records or something like that. I don't know. But anyways, I hope everybody has a wonderful day. Happy coding. Talk to you all tomorrow. Bye.